Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Frozen Frontier, which has maybe a new meaning now.
Yeah. So we rapid style throw that thing out the tent, right?
Yeah.
Because we know enough about disease that disease can spread through pus and stuff, right?
The
That's
Holy
common
Ghost creates life and disease wherever it wants.
Holy Ghost?
I have anatomy and healing. I know better than that.
So I say to Yaramir, could that be the result of, that person being frozen and thawing, or?
Do I know this?
I want you to come up with any explanation you can using combination Yaromir knowledge and Greg knowledge.
Well, that's what I'm asking. What does Yaromir know? He's essentially a grassroots doctor, and I am not.
Yeah.
My healing, if you would come to Greg for healing advice, I'm gonna say ice and heat alternatively, every 30 minutes, right?
Yeah,
every problem.
So I'm just gonna let you use player knowledge to make any decisions or thoughts you might have about these creatures, this situation.
So
It's
after
possible.
they toss the body out, I think Grimes follows it out, or at least stands in the doorway to the tent, with knives, half expecting it to come back as a zombie. And, I watched the body for a minute or two outside the tent to make sure it doesn't.
Grimes, what are you doing?
It doesn't animate.
Okay.
And
the
you don't
face
gain any
considered
warmth
a
for that
bubble
hour.
or anything, or it?
No, it gets tossed back out and immediately it lands in the snow and the winds are picking up and blowing stuff across it. And you sit there for a minute or two and come back inside.
Yeah. Turning to William, nothing. And I sheathe my blades and I draw trace two circles across my bosom, sigil of Martha, protecting my life from whatever that is.
I do that as well.
I probably cringe really hard when you draw a symbol of Martha. It's just visible,
I think you see.
I imagine that as the equivalent of doing the cross, just tracing two circles. It's just Mother protect me. What the fuck is
Ferris's
that?
eyes are probably glowing a little bit since they're cat eyes that can see in the dark, and you probably just see these two glowing eyes roll. They give them a derisive roll in their head.
Right. The blizzard is upon you guys. You
So I
have
think
a day.
we've got a lot to talk about, right? So I say, maybe the gods cursed the people of this land with disease before they froze them over.
Doesn't that seem a bit overkill?
Who knows how the gods work? My worry is, though, that if we find an old city or an old cave where everyone isn't frozen, it might be full of this disease.
It's possible.
I wish we had a priest. I feel nervous. I feel very exposed right now. You can't fight disease, so I think Williams doesn't like this one bit. I think he gets a bit insular and sort of thinks to himself, since nobody wants to seem to engage about the gods, which really is his only explanation for all of this. So,
Yeah. The gods cursed this land, froze the people living here. Maybe it didn't want us. Maybe they didn't want us to set
Maybe
them
they-
free from their icy prison.
maybe the disease is natural and the gods froze them not to punish them, but to protect the rest of the world.
Was that a disease? I turned to Yaromir.
I apparently don't know. I have no idea. It could be disease, it could be magic. I did not have opportunity to properly examine body before it was pitched outside.
When I was a kid, my father and I stumbled across a frozen body
Yeah.
near the summit of the mountains. It didn't look like that.
Did you thaw it?
What kind? No,
Why would
of course
thawing
not.
a body cause pus and boils?
Well, exactly. I mean, if you didn't thaw it.
she was well preserved. She looked
Sure.
like she'd been frozen yesterday.
Even if it was a
But her-
diseased corpse, would boils and all of the pus just start forming immediately? Seems
Not
to me that
unless-
something unnatural happened to that corpse.
I agree. But I don't like it. I think we should hope that this blizzard moves and we can get back to the cave ASAP. I don't like being around here. Who knows how many of those
Grimes peers out the tent flap at the body that's just a couple yards away. Shudders. I think I will periodically be looking out at it, but every hour or so. I don't know. I mean, occasionally it's just gonna I'll feel the hairs on the back of my neck tingling and check just to make sure the body's still out there.
It is. It remains out there through the whole day. Please mark off 4 days of food, 24 pounds of wood. And you move into the next day. The blizzard has abated.
Thank God for that.
It's only a short 1 day blizzard.
We should really find a cave or perhaps construct some sort of structure.
Yeah,
between,
well, we can.
Between here.
You mean like Nash's cave?
It's not really between.
I think
here.
that's too far. I think something in between, halfway in between, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we'd have to pay for that though. Like we can get that done, but it's going to cost and take time.
Or we could seek out some natural cave in the woods, or
Yeah, no, that would have been good if we'd have come across one.
Is the body buried by like snow and blizzard shit the next day?
Partially.
Oh, only partially, so it's not hard to find.
Yeah.
Okay. I dig it back out and take a look at it. How has it changed, if at all?
That section on the forehead where it had started to thaw is completely melted away, revealing bone. But everything else that didn't thaw is still just as preserved as when you found it.
Is the bone covered in ice?
It is now. Ice and snow. Mostly snow.
Fleshy. Is there like a pool of that pus and stuff somewhere that froze?
You can see that the snow beneath the face is like goopy and gross.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like it's frozen goop.
If you're still doing tests, they call me crazy, but why don't I cut one of its hands off?
Sure. Cut a hand off. Why not? We'll see
right.
what happens.
Everyone stand back. I get Sanko's wood axe. I'm gonna prop up the body on a piece of firewood.
Ferris gets the fuck out.
Yeah.
He leaves the tent entirely. He's gonna go forage for some food.
Oh, this is outside of the tent, right?
Yeah, so
Yes,
I'll pull my cloak over my face and get as far range with the axe as I can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chop.
Grimes is like 30 feet away. Watching
You
the saws.
chop, and the arm bleeds like it's a living creature. And then the bleeding stops and gives way to kind of like a rotting through the body, like through the flesh, just begins to pull back and liquefy and run out of it. And it keeps running out from like both ends of where you chopped the arm.
I step back as soon as I chop it, right?
I just
Right.
keep
Bone
watching the
behind.
stuff run out of it. Like, I'm very interested to see what's going on with that. In fact, I use Detect Magic. I draw that symbol over my eye real quick, and I want to view this through an arcane lens as well.
Nice.
Okay. Well, it like liquefies. It bleeds, and then the flesh inside of it just liquefies and runs out of it and keeps running out of it. Eventually it comes to a stop, but now there's this like pool of molten flesh and fat.
Do I still detect magic from it after this process has happened?
Yes. Well, during the process, yes. Afterwards, yes. It grows fainter and fainter.
Does he get the school?
No.
Do I get a chance to learn, like, I have that 10% chance per level, like, does that happen each time, or is it only once when I detect magic?
I think you need to advance in level to try again.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Interesting. What part is magical? Is it the goopy shit that's running out, or is it what's left over afterwards? What am I getting the detect magic from?
Bones? Or is
I mean, it's just kind of like an
enchantment?
aura over the whole body. It's difficult to... I guess you could, like, prop up the arm.
Sure, yeah, I'll drag the body away from the goop and see which one gets the aura.
Be careful, Yaramir.
So you drag the body away, and as you do so, you notice that there's, like, the frozen outer layer of skin, and then, like, a hollowness, and then the skeleton inside. And as you drag, like, it turns on its side and more goop starts to roll out of the hole in the arm. And it looks as if you've got, like an exoskeleton or, like, a chrysalis of the outside of the body that is still frozen. and then the inside has completely turned to mush and just kind of like pours out of the opening.
Bones included, or is
No, the bones stay still.
The flesh, like all the organs and flesh, and not the skin that's frozen, but the bones. We have bones and skin.
It looks like everything under the level of the outer frozen skin is just liquefied and putrefied.
But the skin liquefied on its face when it thawed, right? So it's just it's probably just hollow because the skin's still frozen.
And
Some sort of
On the
fleshy
exposed portion of the bones, is there anything, any runes or markings or anything identifying on the bone portion?
No.
Garamir,
The
I
bone
think
portion
you
looks
should
like a
stay
normal
away.
skeleton.
So what? Now that I've dragged it away from its soup, which one is emanating magic? The soup or the bones?
The frozen flesh.
That's left, or the one
Right. The
that,
bones do not radiate magic, but the frozen flesh that is left radiates.
on the ground, or it's still in the body? Sorry, I shouldn't be asking the questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's fair.
Grimes
When
starts
he's saying the
gathering
frozen flesh, the stuff
firewood.
that's on the ground isn't frozen anymore. It's mush. It's goop. I think. Okay. It appears to me that whatever froze and preserved creature, person, woman, is magic. What I am sensing is the arcane energy of preservation. Perhaps when the gods froze this land, or perhaps some other arcane force was projected upon them. I believe what we are seeing is the preservation of the outside, and whatever was underneath was not preserved in the same way. And as soon as seal was broken, all of the years of rot are catching back up.
But shouldn't the whole thing have frozen all the way through?
I believe if it was normal ice, perhaps, but seeing as the arcane nature of the freezing, I believe
Maybe.
it was only superficial.
Well,
Grimes dumps a bundle of firewood next to the body. Like he comes over and says,
yeah,
we should burn her,
agreed.
give her a proper send off, and
Let me stand back. I'll do it, and I'll take it upon myself to burn the body.
All right. It'll take a while to build up a fire big enough to burn the corpse. You guys are gonna. This whole process, all told, will take about an hour of your day.
Yeah.
Ferris will forage for some food while that happens.
All right. Give us some rolls.
Yeah.
why are you going around looking for food? There's a perfectly good body right
Ferris
here.
hates disease. It's,
Is there a way to test for disease at all? Like, if I put some of this in a jar, can I, like, see if it grows cultures or something?
Yeah. But
you could
I guess the
capture, like,
problem
a
is that
rat.
it might grow any number of things, and to tell whether it's disease or not would be difficult. I think your methods for detecting disease are going to have to come through spells, like a detect disease spell or detect poison
no,
spell.
That's
no,
interesting.
okay.
That's
Yeah,
a
I
spell
don't
that
think
doesn't
you're gonna-
exist. That
Detect
Well,
disease.
it would be clerical, and it would, like, detect poison changed or something.
Yeah, maybe that's a spell that can be researched or something. I don't think you have the technology to like culture flesh and discern what's disease and what's
Sure.
something else.
Okay.
Ferris. That's by the time you're like halfway through foraging, the rest of the party's ready to go.
okay.
Okay.
So we're just gonna call that. If you guys want to wait around for another half hour or something, he can finish, or you can just go
No,
now and
we've got
screw
food
the-
in the
That's fine,
cave. I think we should
yeah,
go.
I
Okay.
give up on it. Just,
It
All
is
right,
a moderate day, so let me
I'm-
roll your miles.
I am unencumbered.
Does anyone recall where we there was I stashed some furs somewhere here? I can't remember where we were camping when I stashed them. Out of character. Maybe Grimes does
Oh,
in
all
character.
the
Maybe I should roll
rations?
for it. Or
They were.
maybe one of
It
the-
was in the tomb.
No, we had a bundle of like seal furs and maybe some other furs that I was dragging around. There were also some like stone arrowheads. with
Those
it.
are lost. They were
I don't
abandoned
think
in
they're
the
lost.
woods
No, I
somewhere.
intentionally stashed them somewhere. Out of character, I can't remember exactly where that was. I think I should get at least like an int check to remember, unless someone else in the party actually does remember.
I
Maybe,
don't
but
remember.
more time has passed in game than in the
No,
real world.
I distinctly recall like declaring that as an action. I stashed these furs somewhere that I can retrieve them later. So I mean, maybe I'm out of character. I've forgotten. So I think resolving that with a roll seems
Sure,
fair,
but like if you're in
I
you'd have to search like 100 square mile section of forest to find that spot.
Like Grimes was like, okay, I've got this bundle of furs. I'm going to make a stash. I will bury it under this distinctive rock or under this. I mean,
Right, but like even if you could recognize the rock, even if the rock was painted bright pink and stood out against everything, you'd still have to search 100 square mile section for that bright pink rock, unless you can find your way back there somehow. You know, like you are not familiar enough with these woods, I believe, to find that spot.
I think
especially when you've been gone for weeks.
Whatever, you can say that now. I feel like you should have said that as I was making the stash.
I think at the time it wasn't clear whether you were stashing it to come back in a month or whether you were stashing it to come back the next day. So I didn't mention anything.
Well, it was between the Nash's cave and the tomb, and we were like, we don't want to be dragging this weight around. I'm going to leave it as a stash.
Right, so that's
to be retrieved later.
Anyway, we're not going to go.
In this box.
We're not diverting now to look for it, right?
Okay.
So let's.
I guess it's good that we've sorted that out. Like you're treating this all as just like wilderness, and we can't actually move ourselves exactly where we want to move.
Like if you travel through the areas enough and come to similar places over time, I will allow you to recognize paths. But you've only been in. Like you had one adventure over here for a couple of days, and then you left for weeks. Now that a few blizzards have rolled through.
That's a good point. Everyone's warmth hasn't increased over the blizzard, right? So I'm only on 6 warmth, so we can't go very far today.
Let's just waste the day then.
I promise you, I can fix this.
Let's just burn the day until we're all healed up on warmth.
Well, I could touch you. I can give you invigorating touch. I promise.
Everyone?
I think we've already packed up camp and moved. Right, I started moving.
Yeah,
I say, and like if we don't, I would certainly object. Like let's get 2 hours away from that godforsaken.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let's walk what we can. But Yaramir, can your spell help everyone or just one person?
I have 9 rounds of touching.
You exchange hit points for warmth, though, is what it is, right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, fuck that.
But I'm not gonna. You have 27.
That was my initial thought.
4 times, you're not gonna die.
Remember
but
last time we went into a tomb when everybody wasn't on full HP?
And are we going into a tomb today? No, we're traveling.
Yarmir, they're afraid of your magic.
They
don't trust it.
I am too powerful for my companions. They fear my magic touch.
Health takes a lot longer to recover than warmth, though.
Yes.
They'll get desperate enough one day.
Yeah, my initial impression was that spell was useless, but after worrying through that blizzard, like I could see that spell becoming.
Oh yeah, I can see it being useful,
you could reach a point where you're like, okay, I'll give up 10 HP to survive another day.
I'd rather just burn a day recovering our warmth than like.
I think we should move. Let's move.
I think we move 2 hours, make camp, recover some warmth, and
you guys
maybe
just
get a
move
couple
in 2
more
hours.
Well, just however we can until
initially,
someone gets
and then
0 warmth.
I have 7. How much do we? It's calm right now, right? How much are we losing per hour?
The weather is 10. It is moderate. You're losing 3 points an hour.
So
I've got
2
6.
hours.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Okay, so 2 hours, yeah.
Okay.
Are you still encumbered?
No.
Or are we
we're all unencumbered.
No.
All right. So you make pretty good time in those 2 hours. You get like just over 2 miles in those 2 hours. It's only 1 mile an hour, which is slow going, but for a moderate day, that's actually pretty good time.
Okay, and then
we'd make it to the cave if we walked for the whole day.
But we
It
don't have
seems
enough
like you would make
warmth
it to the
that.
cave if you walked the whole day, but you would lose.
How much would I lose?
Points.
6 con? Is it 1 con per warmth point?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm not losing 6 con. That's too much.
Yeah, let's
camp.
Let's make camp. We can afford to lose 1 more day.
Yeah. All right. Is there a blizzard coming tomorrow, Faris?
I can tell you later. I need to wait until it's later in the day to be
You
able
can
to
make
see
a
how the
check
weather's
now. It's
turning.
fine.
Oh, okay. I assumed
so-
it was like the kind of thing where you.
Because if there is a blizzard coming tomorrow, then maybe we'll press on.
Yeah, but let's see what we're looking at here. That's a pass.
Yes, there is another storm on the horizon.
All right, maybe we should do it then, right?
We picked the worst time to like venture out ever. It's like been 6 blizzards.
Let's try some.
This was what I was concerned about when I looked at your weather rolls. Once you get a blizzard, it is more likely to roll a blizzard than it is any other thing, and it just continues forever. Right, like there will be a time at some point where we just roll like 15 blizzards in like 16 weather rolls.
Once you hit a certain, like, there's one blizzard that will last for a day and is likely to give another blizzard. But if you hit like the bigger blizzards, the next roll is like a complete reset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I ran like 7,000 rolls, and there are huge populations of just blizzards.
Yes. It is an unforgiving, horrible environment, and it sucks.
We'd have to do 6 more hours, and would I lose 3 warmth per hour?
But if I touch you, you will not.
No,
Well, so
this
much
is a
more.
terrible idea.
Well,
Your
Actually,
HP is
blizzard
meaningless
coming.
if you will freeze to death.
I mean, he's kind of got a point though, right? Because if this blizzard lasts 5 or 6 days, we'd be better off in that cave where we have rations.
Wait, okay,
and
so
we
how
can
many
recover our
miles do we
HP.
have? We made two miles
we
in 2
s-
hours, right? How many more
we can
miles is
s-
it to the cave?
6 more miles.
We don't actually know. We've
We
determined.
can see
that
the
without
mountains,
a-
though, right?
Yeah, we can
like,
see it, yeah.
Occasionally, we get a view of the mountains between
Yeah.
the trees.
Yeah, sure.
I vote.
Fuck it.
I vote we
Touch
push
me,
for it.
Yaramir, touch me.
All
Touch me
right, let's
hard.
do it.
Excellent. Yes. Let the touching come in.
Is it going to put us all the way back up? Yeah, is that what it's going to
You're. I'm gonna roll touch attacks against you, which I assume you just like. Let me do.
We led.
Can we save? Do we want to save this until we're out? Or are you guys out of warm? I think I have 3
at-
warm.
We can
left.
save it until you're out of warmth, right?
I'm
Yeah,
at
that's
1,
fine.
so we need to do it now because I think William's at 0 as
Would
well.
that would
Zero,
recover
yeah.
con loss due to warmth, right? Like you'd swap HP for
con.
con
Yes.
gain and then
Yeah.
warmth gain.
Yes.
So I think we're better off pushing for a couple of hours
Why?
and using that. What do
I
you
mean,
mean,
we're gonna
why?
have to use it in the end anyways.
Yeah, but we may not have. Like, we may make it to the mountain sooner rather than later. I personally would rather lose a couple points of con.
I'd rather not ever lose points of con if we can avoid it.
Why?
I think it's if we get ambushed and we've lost a few hit points from like con drain, that's fine. But if we get ambushed and we're rolling at like -5 to hit from con drain, we're in deep.
So you
shit.
don't lose. When do you get -1 HP? Is that at 7 con?
Yeah.
No.
Is that
I mean like
6
because
con?
con loss causes us to have like a penalty to hit per
Yeah.
point
Correct.
lost, and it also causes us to have spell failure. And if we get ambushed with lost con, we might be in deep shit. Like,
That's true.
Yeah.
If you're at
really bad.
-3 con, you're at -3 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
So-
let's do it then. So I need to drop 12 HP. To be able to
Okay,
make
so it'll be rolls, right? I have to roll damage against you. I assume
like-
you're just gonna let me do
Yeah.
it. You're not gonna
Yeah,
sit
go for
or try to get out of the way.
Can he like do one hand per person, or can he only make like 1 per round?
It
One
says
per
I can make. I engulf my. Well, let's read the spell.
So I
properly.
thought it was chill touch. I thought it was only 1 attack, but this sounds better if it's like over round, especially if you're using it as like a warmth trade-off. Like using it as an attack, I don't think you should be able to use it every round, right? But if it's like voluntary,
A glow
9 rounds.
encompasses his hand, so flames encompass the hand. I can make 1 attack per round, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah. So I get 9 rounds of.
So 3 for each person.
So he
Yeah.
can do
One less on Grimes since he already
D4
has
points
3.
of damage per round. Is that what it says?
I can do D4. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
start rolling it.
the amount of damage dealt is the amount of warmth points you receive.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
So who are you starting on?
Ferris said touch me, so we're doing Ferris
All
first.
right.
So you get 3 warmth for 3 health.
Okay.
Do you need more?
Yes. I want to get up to like 10 or 12. I'm at 4 right now.
We're not going to have
It
enough
takes
to do
3
that.
more.
We're going to have
Okay,
to
that's
trade
7.
some HP and con.
Okay.
Maybe.
1 more
We'll
for me.
see.
Okay.
Um,
1 more.
So what does this
Alright.
look like? Do you like touch his chest and it,
Yeah.
like,
So like
burns his
trace
soul, or do you
this
burn
flame-
the spot?
I trace this flame onto my hand, and it like engulfs itself in like a magic flame, right? And it's warm to it radiates a little bit of heat, and then when I touch him, there's this like searing like, and it hurts, but you feel this like arcane warmth just like go through your body.
Your body blisters and pusses, very similar to the corpse that you saw as Yaramir touches you.
But you get a tingly warm sensation and it feels
Yes.
good, right?
Yes.
like all over Neal, or just sort of in.
No, just where he puts
where
his
I touch
hands,
him.
where the fingers touch. It leaves a burning imprint of his hand.
Okay.
All right, that's one
Be
person
careful.
down. Next
So
person.
we've got 3 more people to do, and we've only got 6 rolls.
So I got
rolls
Nick
each.
and Grimes. I got William and Grimes. Who's first?
What about you?
I'll just take con damage.
Grimes takes a step back, nervously looking over to Ferris, his pussing, blistering body.
Yeah, I'll step forward.
All right, William, you can get 4. I'm assuming you need at least one more.
Oh yeah, at least one more. I'm gonna be losing con and HP here.
Okay. There's 1. So let's give you a third touch for 2. So you get 7. Grimes, do you want some or no?
How does William look after he's been touched? Does he also pus
I imagine
and blister?
we're both like
and-
gasping on the ground in pain.
This isn't gonna. Yaramir, it's 6 more hours to the thing. You're gonna lose 18 warmth points. It's gonna
It's
kill
not
you.
We're not 6 hours from the mountains, are we?
You're making 1 mile an hour.
God.
This isn't gonna work.
Well, is Yaramir at 0 warmth?
How many did we lose till now?
3 per hour. We went for 2 hours. So
Yeah,
Six.
so you're down 6 from what you started the day.
No, I'm not at 0 warmth. I'm at 3.
I'm at 3 as well.
Well, can you afford to lose 18 warmth without dying? Because I doubt it.
I can touch myself once and I'll be fine.
All right,
gonna
well
lose-
let's just keep
You're
going.
gonna
How
lose
many
18 warmth points.
how many points have you expended so far, Yaramir? How many charges?
I've
losing
rolled
3
1,
per
2,
hour?
3, 4, 5, 6. So I can touch Grimes twice and me once, or any combination of 3 more.
I'm not sure Grimes, like, especially seeing the blistering and looking so much like that corpse. I'm doing the math. I'm not sure if I'll make. I've got 14 con and 3 warmth points.
I don't think we're gonna make it. I
don't know if I'm gonna make it, but I don't know if Grimes would let Yaramir touch.
Well,
Like, this looks like he's spreading
the
that
more
disease.
time you spend discussing this, the
Well,
Yeah, that's why
we're
I was like,
Williams
wait,
approach.
we're discussing it in the 2 hours.
yeah.
I touch myself 1 time for 2 more warmth.
I don't know if there's like a posed rolls we want to
Let's
resolve.
just
I don't
set up
think
a cap and spend.
If
the
you
day.
if you
I mean,
refuse, I'll just touch myself once more and then William.
No, Grimes, you're gonna die out here. You need to do it.
Yeah.
You're gonna freeze to death.
I'm doing fine.
It's just
I
a
don't-
blister. It's just a coincidence.
Were those just blisters pussing on that poor woman's face?
It's a coincidence. It's not the same. Look, my flesh isn't leaking out. It's not.
Can anyone think of a stat to use to resolve like whether Grimes is convinced in character?
Charisma versus willpower from me.
Sure, let's see it.
Yeah. My will is low.
Ooh, you got to beat a 21.
All right.
Yeah.
27.
Your
Do it
boss
yourself.
tells you to do it.
Grimes nods and like rolls up sleeve,
All right, so you want 2?
like revealing his left forearm.
How many have we got left?
Sure.
3.
Yeah.
I got 2 left after I touch myself.
Okay. When I think about you.
All right, so there's 3 more warmth points for you.
Okay.
You want more?
Yeah.
Okay, and the last one is 2 more for you.
Okay.
All right,
like-
let's fucking go. We need to go. Is there anything we can do to speed up Neal? Or-
Yeah, if you guys give me
Force march.
con checks, you can try and force march through the snow, push yourself a little harder.
I think we should do that.
Fuck it, let's do it.
All right,
Yeah.
give me con checks across the board. Ooh, Yaramir is going to be a little slow, but let's see what everyone else does. 31, 22, and Grimes.
My roll 20 is all frozen up. Okay. I don't have my warmth all recorded, but there's a con check for you. No.
17. So
Can
I
we
was going to
help
say, yeah, I was going to say with,
So wait, you can still force march. Like the con check is just to see if you get exhausted at the end of it, isn't it?
yeah, but you're force marching through snow here, so I was going to actually have the con check be like ability to actually push yourself farther.
I mean, if the problem I have with that is that we will literally never be able to force march if we have 4 people rolling a con check every single time we do it.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say if you can do 3/4, then you can help the one person dangling behind. But if half the people are making it and half the people aren't, but Nick rolled a 31 on his con
to be
check. It's
fair,
pretty sick.
if you add our numbers up, they add up to well more than 80.
Yeah, I'm gonna say with the sled around, you might be able to like toss Grimes and Yaramir, have them like lean on the sled or something, or use that to forge your way a little bit more. I'll give you an increased movement rate for this, but not as much as if everyone had passed.
Okay.
and you can make it to the cave in another 3 hours. So everyone drain 9 points of warmth.
Okay, I lose 1 con.
I lose 2.
3. I have 3 points against, so I was at 8. How many points did you say to lose?
9.
Do I lose HP for
So I lose 1 point of con.
Neil?
No,
Do I lose
Yeah,
HP?
you will lose
Oh,
1
I do?
HP per level.
But you'll gain it back in
As soon as the warmth
an hour
recovers, yeah.
of being in a cave.
Do I lose HP or do I just lose max HP?
You lose max. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm fine.
You make it to the cave. You climb up that treacherous pathway with the handholds and everything. You're gonna have to leave the sled behind. You can't
Is it
follow
faster
up
to
the
go
mountain.
up the backside than it is to circle around the switchback?
It's going to be faster because you know the way to the backside. You've done it a few times.
Okay.
Maybe
So
if
we'll
you
find, like, a
explore the
spot
other
at the-
entrance, you'll find it's faster. But for now, the back is the guaranteed way.
Okay, so
I
for now, we'll find a spot at the base of the mountain, like a very distinguished spot where when we're coming back,
I think
we're gonna be able
we'll
to find
park
the
it
sled.
basically at the first ladder or the first
Yeah.
staircase
That's
or
the
whatever.
total amount of cold we've gained, right?
Gained? We haven't gained
Or
any.
lost, right? What you
We
just
lost
said.
9.
We
That's
lost
the total
9
amount we
total.
lost. We're not going to
No,
lose any more, right?
You've lost, yeah.
Yeah.
You
9
lose
plus-
9 until you get to the cave.
That's good. That means I did my math right. I survived.
Yeah.
It was 9 plus the 6 from the first 2 hours, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. That means my con's at 2, where I thought it would be.
You're at 2 con.
Yep.
Okay, so Yaromir is a
Yarmir, that
popsicle.
passes out, right?
No, he's on his
I'm
feet.
carrying him up. I'm carrying him up the ladders then, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yes.
No, I think we had, so in the warmth,
It's at 0. Was
the
what-
warmth document that I prepared, when a character reaches 2 constitution, they fall unconscious.
Why 2?
Then-
When a
I-
character reaches 0, they die. Right? Because 3 is the lowest you can get
Sure.
and be a viable character and be like
I'm
a
okay
real
with that.
character.
And in this situation, William can just toss like a frozen Grimes over his shoulder
No,
and climb
frozen
up.
Yarmir.
Yarmir,
Grimes,
yeah.
Grimes only loses 1 point of
Right. So you guys all make it to the cave just
I think Yarmir like passes
barely.
out as we're pulling up,
Yeah.
and we've got to like drag him
Ferris,
up.
Ferris is gonna like go through this cave and like check every room and make sure that there are no gnolls
Yeah.
who've come back.
Yeah.
But after that, he's sitting down in front of a fire.
Yeah, we
is-
make
and
we
This
make
is
the
great.
fire
We get to the tomb that Yarmir would love to investigate, and once again he's unconscious.
Yeah, I love how we left it when he was unconscious last time, and now that we've made it back, he'd like immediately.
Hold
fell
on, neighbors
unconscious at
mowing
the
their
entrance.
lawn. Let me shut my window.
All right, but there's a nice big fire pit here, isn't there? And there's all the furs and stuff, so we can start to regain our
Yes.
warmth ASAP.
There is a fire pit. There is there's food.
The food we left still here.
Yes, and there's other food that the gnolls had stashed here as well. Like they have their own supplies of food.
And
So how many
Ferris like
extra
posts through
days?
the rooms. There's no like gnolls left over, right?
There are no gnolls left over. However, there are clear signs that gnolls have been here since you were last here. Those piles of sticks that have been stacked up in the sleeping quarters are gone. There are many things that have since been moved around. It looks like the place has been ransacked. All the furs are gone. All those big bear skins that you left behind, gone.
Shit. All right. So there's no furs, or is there the less valuable ones?
No, there's no furs.
Okay.
Damn,
Ferris is gonna test the rations in front of the fire and make sure they didn't like sprinkle poison on them or something.
How do you test them in front of the fire?
Takes a small bite, like a small dosage of it,
Oh.
and then he's just gonna like see if he feels any ill effects from eating that overnight.
No, it's fine. You're not gonna.
So how many days rations did the gnolls have? So because I left 17 there, but how many extra days are there?
Did you
There's
personally
like
leave
150 days of rations that the
Oh.
gnolls have stored away here.
So we have 100.
Yeah, you'll find these rations. They're actually stored outside in a snowdrift, but you can uncover them while you hang out here, because
Okay.
you're gonna be here for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also like we took those gnolls that we killed in here outside, didn't we? Like didn't we drag them all outside of the tomb?
Yeah, I think you tossed them all outside.
Yeah, so we can always make some gnoll as well.
Right. There's a
So-
there's a lot of food here.
Yeah.
Nick,
Okay,
was
good.
that 17 days just yours? Did like Nash had rations like
I think that's
that we
yeah.
gave?
That's probably just mine. I don't know. 17 seems like a lot. I think that's probably total what we
Okay.
left.
'Cause, yeah, I think I remember telling you how much.
Yeah, yeah.
We
I was
all
leaving
carried
as
2
well.
weeks worth of
Okay.
rations on ourselves, and I think Nick carried more because Yarmir
Yeah.
couldn't carry that much.
So I'm going to say that we've got 23 days rations of our own, plus whatever the gnolls have.
Yeah, we got plenty.
Is Sanko's head still here?
No. The blizzard makes an eerie sound blowing through the cave because it's just got these two big open ends that don't really close. You have room to still hang out in these quarters where the tables are, in the area where all the furs were, and there's actually a single door on that other room. So if you want, you can shut the doors and be fine, or you can hang out near that big fire, but occasionally a freezing gust of wind will blow through it.
So is it everywhere in here is warm, or is it just if we close doors?
I mean, can we not move the fire to the room with the door?
You can, but you run into problems of smoke just filling up that room because it doesn't have a clear way. Like, it's not going to be a problem. Mechanically, you guys are going to be able to survive in here indefinitely as long as you have food and firewood, and there's a large supply of firewood.
Yeah.
So
you're
let's
just
not
setting the scene that it's uncomfortable, right?
Yes, it's uncomfortable in the hallways. It's more comfortable in the side rooms.
I think Ferris
occasionally.
probably doesn't mind the whistling wind so much. He's used to like very frigid environments. I think like the winds of like blizzard conditions are actually kind of calming to him when he's indoors and safe and not stuck in them, freezing to death.
Yeah. So I will tell everyone that we should spend the day and just warm back up before we go around exploring, opening the sarcophagi, trying to look for secret rooms. Like, let's just spend the day, warm up. Let's get Yaramir back awake, because he might know something about this place that we didn't realize.
Yaramir will wake up in an hour. Right?
I can find
probably in like a third of it. Like, we're going to be gaining 3 warmth points an hour in here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
So Yaramir will be
I
up.
don't mind
in
waiting around
20
for
minutes.
a while.
Which
I can
room are we
teach this,
bunkering down
what
in?
was-
So let's take a look at the map, everybody. The fire is over here, right? That's probably where you want to spend most of your time hanging out, so you can warm up. But you can spend your time in any of these other rooms too.
Yeah, I
Can
don't
you
think
see these labels? Sleeping quarters, social room, Bokas's room,
Yeah.
workshop. Okay, good. Yeah, so I think generally you'll probably hang out in Bokas's room or the social room, because they've got, like, Bokas's room has a door on it, so you can be fully protected from the wind, and the social room has like tables and chairs. Everywhere else is just cold, hard stone now that these furs are gone. Yeah.
So I don't think we need to worry too much about,
Did we actually take all the furs out of that room?
You did
Because we-
not.
the gnolls have taken them.
Oh, the knoll. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's
It's not
signs
fun.
that they were here.
Yeah. Also, some of these little buckets are overflowing with water that has dripped from the ceiling. So at some point, you guys are going to have to empty the buckets outside.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Can we not empty them in here? I guess.
Well, the point of the buckets is to not have the floor
Yeah,
flooded
I mean,
with water.
we could just burn the buckets, I guess. But then what's the point of having?
You could
them?
just let the place get flooded with water if you want, but
Yeah.
I don't recommend it.
All right.
We're actually going to take our break a little bit early now. And I'm going to just give you the heads up that this blizzard lasts for another 6 days. So
All
it's
right,
a
well,
damn good thing you didn't get caught outside.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have enough food.
Yeah, you would have all starved.
Well,
See,
we're
the burning
starving.
touch.
We'd be
You needed
starving,
it.
yes.
Yeah. So we'll take our last break, and we'll come back and see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.